Hello, happy Wednesday, everyone, and best time of the week as always. Welcome to Prowess Project Goes Live, where we help online business managers either become an OBM or further their OBM career. And what we realized is we do a lot of tips and tricks around here. We do not gatekeep any of the technical how-tos, just check the YouTube. Like we do not gatekeep any of the behind the scenes on how to be an OBM, but we really haven't been talking about the mindset. And realistically, that's 90% of it. And so that's why Leah and I decided, okay, today we are going to come together and talk about the mindset makeover that we have had over the past couple of years as when creating Prowess Project. And y'all, it's been a ride. But before we get started, let's get everyone chit-chatting. My opener question for today, my starter question is, what do you do to clear your head? What do you do to clear your head? What do you do to clear your head? The reason why I thought about this today is Leah and I we on Wednesdays we do our big team brainstorming. And I realize anytime that I need a break from the brainstorming, I get up and go to the bathroom. I may not even have to go to the bathroom. But I get up and physically walk somewhere else, so I have that change of pace, I get my body moving, and I get to have some serious thinking time. And I notice that I do that. So yes, Amy, same here. I take a walk. That is huge for me. I just get my body moving. Again, even if it is getting up from my chair to go get water. Yeah, Holly, go get water. Exactly. Oh, these are so good. We got walking, deep breaths and stretching. Oh, I'm trying to get more into my breathing and teach my daughter how to do the same. Um, take a walk, turn on 90s jams, and elevate the stand-up desk. Oh, I can picture you, Natalie. I can absolutely picture you. Fantastic. Okay, Gal, if you have other things that you do to clear your head, please put it into the chat. I'm always so curious. So, for any newbies, I'm Ashley Connell, CEO and founder of Prowess Project. What Prowess Project does is we help women who want to pivot in their career to make more impact and have more flexibility become online business managers. OBM is a cross between a COO and a VA. And then we match that brilliance up with their ideal clients, CEOs who want to scale but need that ops thought partner. So I've been doing this for 5 years and I've helped, gosh, maybe thousands of women at this point, which is a huge accomplishment for us. And there is no slowing down. I'll tell you that now, no slowing down. So, like I said at the very beginning, we do a lot of the tactical tips and tricks, but we don't talk as much as we really should or even would like to about mindset. And so that's what today is. So, I'm going to bring up the mindset queen between the two of us, our lovely CEO, Leah Steinkirch.
Hello, Ashley. How are you?
Oh, living the dream. It's Wednesday, favorite time of the week.
Yes.
So to help everyone here, as a reminder, what Leah and I did is we sat down independently and wrote down our 3 different mindset shifts that we have had in our journey in business. So it's all been in business. And we thought that we would come to you and share all of them one by one and just comment, go back and forth, how this has helped the business, how this has helped us personally. Have we noticed anything from this? And then hopefully these will help y'all too. All right. Okay. I'll get it kicked off, Leah.
Okay.
So mine, first one, I think I may have shared this one before, but it has been so transformative for me that I could not start this without just screaming this to the rooftops. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. My real life fairy godmother, Jen Slasky, amazing woman. She got me into this idea through Mike Dooley, who is an author, and he has this book, Manifesting Change. It was my first tiptoeing into the woo-woo mindset world, and it truly transformed my life. And the idea of when you think about what you want in the positivity or whatever it is, you attract more of it. And the shortcut to that, what I really found, is you just start noticing more of the positive things. Then you feel better about yourself or your surroundings or whatever it is you want. And it just snowballs into positivity, or again, bringing you exactly what you want. So thoughts become things is absolutely, absolutely the top one that has changed my life.
I love that because I think that's so true. Ashley, do you? I love all this mindset stuff, right? And I do a lot of reading and studying on this, and it's that idea that, I mean, it's kind of like our playground in a way. Like, I love when people talk about like the only thing you have is the present because the past is already gone and the future hasn't happened. But whatever you want to show up in that future, if you're focusing and thinking about it now, we can bring that to life. It's almost like a game that you can play.
That's exactly how I describe it to people, especially when it comes to rituals. I do a lot of like when I put my daughter down in bed, I do the top 10 things that I'm grateful for that day. And then I just spend time like almost just playing in this future world that I have everything that I would want it. And it's just my perfect life. And you're right, it's playing. It's like your own playground. That's a perfect way of putting it.
Kudos to you for top 10. I usually can get like 3 out of my head.
No, Leah, like today would be, I found a granola bar in my purse. That would be something I'm grateful for. So let's not make, it's not monumental things here.
I hear you. I hear you. I love that.
All right. What's yours?
Well, going along with that one is that I can create my number one, and this one's hard. This one took me a while to get to, but this is probably my favorite one, is that I can create the ease and joy that I want every day. Like, doesn't that sound fantastic? Totally borrowed it from other people, but it's the idea that like kind of what you're saying, like it is up to me to start that day. Because I will admit, I would love to tell everyone I have this great morning practice. And I'm so great every morning waking up and journaling and then breathing and hitting my yoga mat and drinking all the water. I'm not. It's I wake up and I'm like, okay, can I actually get out of bed or do I need 20 more minutes? But if I can just, instead of picking up the phone and starting the doom scrolling, I can just sit there and think, today, all of this stuff is going to come with ease and it's going to be fun. I'm going to have fun with all of these AI projects that I want to work on. I'm going to have fun with whatever it is that I need to be accomplishing, those spreadsheets that I have to go through. And just saying I'm going to have this thought and kind of asking that for the universe, whoever you ask things to, that idea that I'm just going to start like that. And that one has helped me so much from a business standpoint, because we can get so in our heads about what we're not capable of and what we can't do and what's, the stories that we'll tell ourselves about what that phone call is going to be like with that person that we think is upset. And to just think it's going to be fun. That phone call, this podcast, me getting on this podcast, that's going to be fun.
And it's weird how when you say it like that, again, to your point, like thoughts become things. Like it does end up being fun. You start picking and noticing the things that are fun about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. It's wild. And it's funny that was yours, because it's probably no surprise that this, like, they're all going to kind of weave together, right? But my next one was enjoy the journey. This one has been very, very, very hard for me, and I'm still learning it every single day. But my entire life, I've always been achievement focused. Like, got to get the grade, got to make the team, got to make first string, got to be first chair, whatever that is. I've always been so achievement focused. And you get to that, whatever it is, and you're like, all right, now what? And it really, 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 really took until Prowess Project, where there was not this checkbox of all the things that I need to go do in order to have this incredible business, whatever incredible even means, or like achievement based business, again, whatever that means, to realize I better really stinking like what I'm getting up and doing every day, because this is what I'm going to be doing every day of my life. So then choose wisely, because to your point before, like the fun is in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's decide if that's fun. So it's really about enjoying the journey. And when I immediately thought about that, I started thinking about how we always talk about niching and choosing your niche. And your niche doesn't have to be, okay, well, I've been in insurance for 15 years. I'm going to niche down to insurance. You absolutely could. You're probably an expert in insurance. But if it doesn't light you up and you need to enjoy the journey, is that really the best niche for you?
Yes. And that's like one of my favorite questions to ask people is what lights you up, right? And talking to OBMs who are just getting started out, because I think that's what's so important. Because you're right. If it's going to be a journey that you're going to be on every day, you might as well enjoy it. And that power is with us. Like we do get to choose, right?
Going
Yes,
back to the playground.
Yep. And if you're not there today, you can't get there, right? You can still be taking those steps every day to be working towards where you really want to be. So, which brings me to my next one. Kind of ties in there, but this is one, again, that I heard the other day from an author that was talking about like her journey and the words, you don't have to suffer to survive. And so I know that one sounds big and dramatic, but when it comes to just who I am as a person, I will take the harder route. I will think I have to get it for free and build it myself before I purchase whatever's going to make my life easier. I will think that I have to figure it all out on my own before I go ask for help, right? And so just remembering that one, that's a post that I have on my desk, is just, you don't have to suffer to survive. You can make it easier for yourself. You can ask for help. You can take time off. You can take breaks. You can learn things because you just want to learn them. It doesn't have to be because there doesn't have to be a reason. What's the best way to explain this? Like, you don't have to have a tragedy in order to go do something, right? So a lot of times I recognize that myself, is that I won't pay for that thing unless it's going to benefit someone else, right? Or I won't take that course that I'm really interested in unless it's going to solve some problem here. Like, find more of the joy, find more of the ease, and do it because you can. And you can just do work. You can pick a niche just because you love it and you're passionate and you're enthusiastic. You don't have to have this big proof point of how you got there.
Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. And what immediately came up for me was you can be an enthusiast. You don't have to be an expert when it comes to a niche. If you just really love that thing, you don't have to. When I even say the word expert, I immediately think, okay, I have sat in a room for 10,000 hours and read books on whatever it is, right? And really, no, you can be an enthusiast, start there, and then the right people are going to gravitate towards your message. And then before you know it, here you are being a expert OBM in intuitive healing businesses.
Right. And it's also that it's the other side of that is where your no's come from, right? Like, you don't have to keep struggling and keep taking on the clients or doing the work that you don't love. Like, even if on your team you're spectacular at it, but you're like, I don't love this anymore. That's when you say, who else would like this opportunity? Or maybe this is something we need to outsource, because if it's not, going back to yours, like, enjoy the journey. And I know this sounds very idealistic, but when we just start to apply that view of what we're doing, like, just take the 30,000 foot view and being like, what part of my day is draining me, right? We heard about energy leaks a couple of weeks ago. That's where those energy leaks come in, when we keep struggling and thinking, oh, I have to, because I've always been the one is the go-to for this, so I have to keep doing it.
I promise y'all, I did not copy her paper. Like I did not see her card, and I know hers is number 2, and mine is number 3, but I literally wrote down, it doesn't have to be so hard. Like that was my third, which so goes along to the suffering. And what I was thinking about here is, and you just brought it up, the delegation. So I think I've mentioned this a couple of times, but I'm doing a time study now, something that someone told me to do 5 years ago. And then finally, I'm getting around to it, and just seeing where my time goes and seeing where, like, to your point before, like I'm doing the grinding of getting things done when really it is sucking my energy. It is, and I could be using that time doing something that I'm actually better at that will get us closer to our goals. And so that's how I've been thinking about it. Like, it doesn't have to be so hard. There is someone, hell, the whole premise of our business, right? Like, I don't like the operations. I found someone who absolutely loves the operations. We now train people to do operations and match them with people who don't like operations. Like, so just inherently that thought of, it doesn't have to be hard. There is someone out there that this is what they do and makes them shine. And it's all about connecting them and then doing whatever it is that lights you up.
Yes. And what just popped into my head is, like, for all those OBMs out there that are trying to figure out what do they do, what they want to go help people with, like, that's a great, like, twist of, like, what is it that I love doing that someone probably hates, right? Like, what are those things that I think are just, I would say it about myself. Like, what are the parts that I think are, like, kind of weird that I like doing this? I'm sure there are so many CEOs out there, like, hunting Facebook groups, trying to find someone who loves doing that. So
the amount of CEOs that I talk to that are like, do not give me a checklist. It's never going to happen. I'm never checking anything off that list. Yeah. Do not ask me to do a repetitive task. Do not ask me to get into a software. Do not ask me to log into Excel. Is like literally some of the things I hear. So yeah, we can. Like, there's always going to be that person that will light you up, and vice versa.
Yes, absolutely.
Holly, what? Who doesn't like checklists? Holly, you would be flabbergasted at some of the stories I hear.
Okay, my number 3, Ashley, is that, and again, we're talking mindset shifts. This is something I've had to, like, adopt and realize is that, and I don't want it to sound like conceited, but it is, like, as far as, like, a mantra goes, that I do have to say to myself is, I do know what I'm talking about. Like, trusting my own intuition, trusting my own experience. Again, we talk about that patchwork quilt, and I because I've started and stopped in so many different industries and so many different things, I can start to have all of that limiting beliefs that, well, I don't really know because I didn't finish, or I don't really know because I didn't get that title, or I don't really know because I didn't go to school for it. But when I rely on my intuition, when I rely on the fact that I will just ask curious questions and get to where I need to go, I have to start realizing, like, I do know what I'm talking about. And sometimes it's not that I know the answer, but I know the right question to ask to get us the direction that we want to go. So that is one that when I get into that cycle during the day, or I get stuck, I feel like I hit a wall, I have to be like, all right, trust your intuition. Are you resistant right now because you just need to take more time? Going back to what you asked as an opening question, do I need to take a break? Do I need to go for a walk? Whatever it is that then gets that, like, the ideas flowing again, trust that, because it's not that you don't know, that you're not an expert. It's just that you need to shift gears a little bit.
This is so, so, so true. And I see this all the time with OBMs, meaning you know the right answer. You have experience in this. And I'm saying you as, like, in the audience, but I see it time and time again that, yes, OBMs discount all of their achievements and knowledge and ability to make educated, wise, empathetic decisions. I think that's really what it is. It's the lack of confidence in the decision making when they really are the most qualified person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
see that time and time again. So I love that mantra. I
Yeah.
love that you do know what you're talking about, or you know how to figure it out.
That, yes. And now again, my AI soapbox, I have my little buddy ChatGPT over there that I can help. But again, to me, it goes back to the questions. Like when I trust that I can ask the right question. And I had to mentally get away from having the answer, right? Like I always go back to my corporate experience where you're sitting around the big table, right? And everyone's going to say, well, here's what I think we should try. And this campaign and whatever. And I don't, looking back, it wasn't the people that had the answer for the next idea. It was the people that said, here are the things I don't think we know yet. Here are the questions. Here's what I'd like to go look at. Let me go do the research and come back. And those were the people that really moved the needle. And knowing I can adopt that just gives you that space, right? It gives you like more permission to step into who you are.
Oh, man, it's so true. It's so true. And I love that idea of just trusting your intuition. I do think that we need to do that more often. And by we, I mean me talking like royal we. Like I need to be doing that more often.
Yes. We all do, right? We all can get so in our heads, but if we were just trusting that intuition, that little voice, it's pretty powerful.
So powerful. It's so powerful. And wasn't there a study a long, long, long time ago that says like when you're taking a standardized test, always go with your like the first thing that comes to mind?
Right.
I don't know if that was like validated or not, but I think about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. Just go with the first thing that comes to mind because it's probably right. And then I start second guessing myself and thinking about, oh, well, maybe in the tone of this email, they actually meant to do it. They didn't.
Right.
They didn't.
Don't overthink that. Right.
Don't
Well,
overthink it.
and here's the thing too, that like I want to share with everyone is like, so what if it's not right? What if the question that I ask isn't the topic?
Yeah.
It's okay. Like I will be the only one thinking about it. I guarantee that. Everyone else will not remember it.
So
and if you
true.
make a mistake, you're going to learn a ton from it. Like, again, going back to all the research is out there is how much we learn from failing, right? So it's almost like, let's just go ahead and do it because we know we're going to get to the other side of it and have so much that we've learned from it.
So true. So true. And I like how you started the third when you were saying like this is something that you're working on in a mantra that you're constantly telling yourself, because I think that is really key. I shared these three, right? But I do not have them mastered. I'm constantly reminding myself and I'm constantly learning them over and over and over and over again. And I think, again, like going back to enjoying the journey, it's just part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, business is hard. It is a game. It's not this achievement thing that school was, or that making the team was, or winning the championship was. It's so much more than that. It's so much more complicated, yet beautiful at the same time.
Well, and I love that you're saying that, because I think too, when we can just let go and realize that this journey in business, and we have journeys in our personal lives, we have journeys as, parents, as partners, as, siblings, as children, like the children of a parent, all of it is just part of life. So if you choose to be your own business owner, great. If you choose to be in a corporate, but either way, you're going to go through it. So you might as well find the enjoyment and not get so hung up when you hit the wall or you make a mistake, and just keep learning.
It's so true. It just doesn't have to be so serious. It does just and the whole like beating yourself up about little things, it's not worth it.
Right. I need to not make that my number one skill, is beating myself up.
Don't I know it?
On the checklist. It's not.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they should have told me that at the hospital in the labor and delivery room. Like as soon as, you spit out a kid, you like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm really that becomes your number one skill, beating yourself up. And then you use it in all different aspects of your life.
Yes. You didn't know that you got like a new appendage, which is second guessing yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was not aware. Should have had a warning sign on that the baby that they just
Yes.
handed to me.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Well, this wraps up our mindset makeover talk and sharing some of the things that have either helped us or shifts that we've made or shifts that we're working on. If y'all like this type of content, absolutely come to our free masterclass that we are hosting on August 26th through the 28th. We've done this masterclass before, the OBM opportunity, but this time we're going to be focusing on more mindset, on just getting you ready to be an online business manager or the best OBM that you can possibly be. So thank you, Leah, for putting the link in the chat. Again, it's free. So I promise you will walk away with not only tangible mindset insight, but tangible OBM know-how. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. All right. Thank you, everyone. Today, like I said, was all about mindset. Next week is a little bit different too. We are talking more about fueling your body. And we have a guest she calls herself a kitchen psychic and really helps you understand what nutrition you need for productivity and specifically looking at OBM's skills and how to make it easy for you to nourish yourself and making food fun. So very excited for that one too. I know. I know. All right, y'all have a great rest of your week and see you same time next week. Bye.